Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me, so let's get into it. Himeko. Your body felt like lead, heavy and unresponsive, and a dry cough tore at your throat. Your mind foggy, and you heard a gentle knock in Himeko's warm, melodious voice. Darling, how are you feeling? Her presence filled the room with a sense of calm and warmth, like stepping into a sunlit meadow. She moved to your side, her hand surprisingly cool and soft, resting on your forehead. Her eyes were filled with concern. Just rest, my dear. I'll take care of everything, she murmured, her voice soothing. And she did. She brewed you tea, fragrant with herbs you couldn't quite identify, but which immediately seemed to ease your raw throat. She meticulously arranged your pillows, ensuring you were as comfortable as possible, and she didn't try to force conversation, not wanting to exhaust you further. Instead, she sat by your bedside, keeping watch, and sometimes reading quietly from a worn book, sometimes simply gazing out the window, her presence a quiet anchor. When you stirred, she was there, offering sips of water, a fresh cloth for your forehead, or a light snack that tasted surprisingly good, despite your lack of appetite. And as you were recovering, she could sense that you were bored. Sometimes she'd tell you stories about what Stell and Dunhang were doing. And although they and March tried to see you, she'd insisted they stay outside, only to spare you a headache. And as the fever finally receded, he felt her soft chuckle. Looks like you're turning the corner. Good. The express isn't quite the same without you. She kissed your forehead and turned off the light, letting you sleep. Cipher. Everything hurt. Your head was throbbing with a relentless rhythm, and your sweat plastered your hair to your forehead. You felt hot and cold at the same time, and just as you thought you might melt into the mattress, a cool touch landed on your forehead. Still running hot, aren't we? Cipher's voice, as always, was laced with a playful, almost mischievous lilt, but even now it was a little bit subdued, concern coloring her voice. Her sharp eyes were focused entirely on you, scanning your flushed face with an unnerving focus, and you could tell how worried she was, even though there wasn't much that you could look at, what with your hazy vision and the headache that was making your head pound. She moved with an almost imperceptible swiftness, a small steaming mug appearing in your hands, the faint aroma of something herbal and slightly better wafted from it. Drink this. It'll help break the fever. It's an old Oakhaman remedy. Not pretty. It actually tastes pretty bitter, but it's effective. I reckon you'd want that. You tried to push yourself up, but your limbs felt like lead. And before you could slump back completely, Cipher's arm was there, surprisingly strong and steady, supporting your back. She held the mug to her lips, patiently waiting as you took a few hesitant sips. You winced from the taste, but she shook her head. No puppy-eyeing your way out of this one. Come on, drink it. All of it. She didn't linger too close, not wanting to get sick, and it was quite funny to watch. And at one point, you drifted into a fitful sleep, only to wake briefly to the sound of something being gently placed on your bedside table. And you opened your eyes. It wasn't actually something being placed there. It was her, sitting right next to you. curled on the table, small as she was. Don't worry. The worst should be over soon. You're tougher than you look, she said, giving you an encouraging smile, and running her hands through your hair. Now get back to sleep. I'll be right here. Acheron. Still warm, she murmured, her hand on your forehead, and you looked at her. Her eyes, typically holding an otherworldly detachment, were focused entirely on you, soft and worried, in ways that they would be when you were concerned. She pulled his chair close to your bedside, and a small steaming bowl appeared in her hands. A simple, clear broth. You need to eat, even if a little bit, she stated, trying to encourage you. And she helped you sit up when she saw that you were willing. She held a spoon to her lips, waiting until you managed to swallow. It was quite bland, yet somehow revitalizing, and you found yourself taking a few more sips without protest. And she was patient, caring, in ways only she could be. Acheron was not someone who knew how to comfort others, not in the best way. She hadn't had the opportunity to be close, but she tried her best with you, and even if she didn't realize it, she was more comforting than she gave herself credit for. The look that she shared with you, this kindness, the smile as you continued to eat. And then she grabbed a handkerchief, wiping your mouth when you were done. Well done. Now, I'm going to stay here, and you're going to sleep. I'll wake you up to take your medicine, but that will be it for now. Acheron, aren't you busy? You said you had a few things to tend to. You whispered tiredly, and she shook her head, smiling gently. Nothing matters more than this. Don't worry about it. Whatever it is, I'll deal with it later. Now, though, you should rest. I don't want you worrying about anything. She kissed your forehead, and you couldn't help but blush, smiling as you nodded. And she let you drift off, staying by your side, her presence ever comforting, something that you would always deeply appreciate. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you liked this video. It's been a while since I've done a multi-character, so tell me what else you would like to see. I'm kind of exploring Honkai Star Rail again, and I want to create more characters from there. Maybe a male multi-character executioner. Just tell me what characters you want to see and what ideas you have, and I'll be interested to know. With that said, I'll see you later. Bye!